truly believe that responsive small launch will change the world.
Good morning and welcome to the live stream for Virgin Orbit's Tubular Bells Part 1 mission. We're here live from our studio in Long Beach, just down the street from our manufacturing headquarters. My name is Ruthie Bush and I'm a senior environmental health and safety engineer. I manage the environmental compliance programs here in Long Beach as well as our Mojave test site. And today I'm one of your live stream co-hosts along with my colleagues Pau and Wade.
Hi everyone, my name is Pau Pineda and I'm a propulsion test engineer on our Mojave team. We have a really exciting mission for you all and we're so grateful that you're able to join us. Today we'll be launching various payloads to orbit from 3 different customers from 3 different countries around the world. I'm going to go into the details of our launch in a minute, but first let's introduce our third co-host, Wade.
Hi, I'm Wade McElroy and I'm Chief of Staff at Vox Space, Virgin Orbit's government-facing subsidiary. And today, along with Pau, I'm going to be giving you some of the play-by-play and color commentary as we move through the rest of the mission at Mojave Air and Spaceport. And to bring you up to speed on where we're at there, we have a fully fueled rocket, both LOX and fuel, and we're expecting to have cruise step here soon with an approximate takeoff time of 6:50. So we'll be back for plenty of updates as we move through the mission, but stay tuned and we'll keep you updated.
As Wade just mentioned, it's already been a very busy morning up in Mojave. One quick note I want to point out is that this is our 3rd launch now in the world of COVID-19. And as of just a few weeks ago, the California Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or Cal-OSHA, lifted their COVID restrictions in the workplace. The new regulations allow for vaccinated employees to work mask-free if they choose. So when we show views from Mission Control and the Hammerhead, you'll see that our crews are following those new guidelines and regulations. The same is true for our folks here in the studio, where we've all been fully vaccinated. It's great to see the vaccine starting to roll out, and we're hoping that'll allow us to return to normalcy very soon. Fortunately, COVID won't stand in the way of what we hope is a very successful launch today. With that said, we're going to take a quick break now to let you guys check out some of the operations going on at the Hammerhead, but we'll be back soon with more updates on our Tubular Bells Part 1 mission. Stay tuned.
128. We'll leave 130 until we complete the S2 load.
Copy that.
Welcome back. Since this is the first time we're streaming to the public, we wanted to take some time to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do here at Virgin Orbit. Virgin Orbit was founded in 2017 to pursue our goal of improving access to space to improve life here on Earth. We're particularly interested in unleashing the full potential of small satellites, which are proving to be incredibly valuable, low-cost tools for education, business, scientific research, and more. Small satellites have historically suffered from a lack of launch options outside of rideshares. So by providing a dedicated launch service, we hope to provide small satellite makers and operators more control over their launch schedules and even their ultimate orbital destinations.
To fulfill this purpose, LauncherOne was purpose-built designed by the Virgin Orbit team, and is comprised of two elements in its air launch solution. So we're going to jump into those two parts. First, our rocket LauncherOne, and second, our carrier aircraft, which we call Cosmic Girl. Jumping into LauncherOne, she's capable of lifting up to 300 kilograms or 650 pounds to low Earth orbit. She's comprised of two stages, both of which use liquid oxygen, or LOX, and RP1 as the fuel. Each stage has an individual engine. On first stage, we use an engine called Newton 3, which will run for about 3 minutes today. And then on second stage, we have an engine called Newton 4 that will run for about 6 minutes. The overall structure of the entire launch system is predominantly made of carbon composite and was purpose-built for this air launch solution. Moving on to Cosmic Girl. Cosmic Girl, we started our search across the world of what plane to use and finally settled on using a 747. When looking for the right 747 to join our team, that new member, we searched the world far and wide and settled on something that was actually very close to home with our friends at Virgin Atlantic. And in 2015, we were able to have Cosmic Girl join our family. She, in her service, was actually named Cosmic Girl. Before she was ready to go and start launching rockets for us, however, we had to make a few simple modifications. First off, we were able to take out all of the seats to reduce the weight. We also took out a few other things like the upper class bar, which is now a conference room in the facility down the street. And last but not least, we added our pylon, which is our separation system for the rocket. Overall, with these two things, this air launch solution provides something that is just unparalleled in mobility and provides a way to create new missions and greater flexibility for all these small satellites that are joining the small sat revolution. So we hope that with this, we'll be able to bring responsive air launch and responsive launch to the world, and such that you can go to any orbit at any time from anywhere.
Control for LC, I believe we'll have one more pulse on the S2 cryo bottle before meeting our minimum target.
Copy that. Thank you. Ground, appreciate the update.
Countdown control for LC.
Go ahead.
Hey, we are good to proceed with step 130 and start boarding the COPV loads.
Copy that.
LD concurs with proceeding with step 134.
Copy that. Thanks, LD. All right, this is LC on control room, Alpha and Echo. At this point in time, we're going to be stepping into step 134 of Proc 346. We are going to abort auto 3, 5, 30, and 52. So standing by, opening auto 3. Auto 3 S2 cold helium load, aborting in 3, 2, 1. Auto 3 aborted. Opening auto 5. Opening auto 5, S2 warm GN2 load, aborting in 3, 2, 1.
Confirmed.
Okay, opening auto 30. Aborting on auto 30, S1 cold helium load, and 3, 2, 1.
Confirmed.
And then auto 52 is next. Okay, opening auto 52, S1 warm helium load, aborting in 3, 2, 1.
Confirmed. Ground control, we're currently venting the GSC COPV circuits. Once that completes, we'll start the 10-minute hold.
Copy that, ground. Understood. Standing by. This is LC on control room, Alpha and Echo. At this point in time, S1, S2 prop should be monitoring all tank and COP pressures during a 10-minute wait step and notify LC if any action is required. S1 prop will come. After prop will come. Copy, thank you. LC rocking the control room.
Copy.
Whenever we get to step 146 or 147 through 150, or actually 149. If you don't mind the rocket team taking that to venting the tanks and setting the appropriate top set points.
Copy. I can take that action.
Copy that. We'll let you know when to proceed.
Copy that. I have the bounds ready.
Copy. Thank you.
This is Long Beach IT, stepping off comms for a minute.
Copy to Long Beach IT. LC to rocket. Could we evaluate current warnings on warning board?
Copy that. Good to clear all at this time.
Copy that. Understood. Very well.
In support of today's mission, we have hundreds of parameters spread across both the rocket and the airplane. We've gone through and cherry-picked some of the exact best ones to go and give you situational awareness on what's happening up for today's mission. And in particular, we put this together in what we call a graphical user interface, or GUI. I'm going to give you a rundown of one of the GUIs that we'll be sharing with you today. So in particular, when we cut over to this, we're going to be able to see in the dead center of this is where I'm going to be focusing the most. And this shows what our loading operations look like. Following along this morning, we started off at 0, and you can see across the board we have a full rocket, both for first stage and for second stage, with LOX and fuel, and even some of the gases that we have on board the rocket are fully fueled. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to be able to see what Cosmic Girl is doing. Cosmic Girl right now is at a blistering 0 miles per hour as we're finishing up the filling operations. This will update as we move through the rest of the mission. Across the top, these are blank right now, but will be filled when we're going through the ascent of the rocket. We'll have both the altitude, the airspeed, as well as the acceleration encountered by the payloads on board the rocket today. And then across the bottom, we have some situational awareness on some of the added elements that we have on board Cosmic Girl, such as the pallet gases, our pylon, or our separation system that we use for the rocket, and the status of some of our ground support equipment. This GUI will be getting updated throughout the day as we move through some of the different phases of flight. So by all means, tune in, have some situational awareness, and we'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the mission.
LC to plane on control room. Okay, for plane. Just making sure that you're prepped and ready to go for initiation of 299 whenever we get ready. Super ready. Copy that.
LC ground fluid stepping off.
Cover that, ground fluids.
LCRU in control, currently evaluating S2 DPO tank warning.
Cover that, thank you.
Ground fluids back on.
Welcome back, ground fluids.
LCC in the control room. We are good to proceed with the stage 2 LOX tank pressure. We evaluated that there could have been some liquid left in the coils that got pushed into the tank, approximately 4 pounds, and that would explain the increase in pressure that was seen overnight.
Cover that, CE. Thanks for the update.
Ticket 5249 is being routed for closure.
Copy. Thank you, sir.
LCC on control room, we are go for commit to approach LCCs.
Cover that. Understood. Appreciate it, CE.
This is Long Beach IT, back on comms.
Welcome back, Long Beach OT. CNC stepping off to cover food real quick. Cover that, CNC.
LD back on it.
Welcome back, LD.
Ground on control, Auto 1 is complete.
Copy that. Thank you, ground. All right, at this time we're going to be stopping or aborting of Auto 150. Auto 150, Marvin to Roomba, command check. Aborting in 3, 2, 1. Confirmed abort. All right, at this time I'm going to be stopping all 3 dogs. Opening dog 001, T-dot safing watchdog, and stopping in 3, 2, 1. Stopping dog 002, ground Marvin safing watchdog in 3, 2, 1. Stopping dog 003, plane Marvin safing watchdog in 3, 2, 1.
Confirmed, well stopped.
Copy. Rocket, at this time, you're clear to proceed with steps 147 through 149, venting the LOX tanks for approach.
Copy that. Would you like me to announce on all pads or just on control?
All pads, please.
Copy that.
Alpha and Echo at this time.
Understood. This is Rocket on control room, Alpha and Echo. I'll be setting stage 2 LOX top set points to 23 low, 40 high. Updating in 3, 2, 1. Confirmed vent. Venting stage 1 LOX similarly, except lower bound 20, upper bound 40. Venting in 3, 2, 1. Stage 2's venting is complete, setting upper limit to 50 psi. Stage 1 venting is complete as well, setting upper bound to 53.2. Complete.
LC, CD, LD, and CE confirm Wolf Loop and Wolf Team are good for approach. Confirm.
Go for approach.
Copy that, thank you.
LC blind control, can I start 299?
Confirmed, you can start 299. This is LC on control room, Alpha and Echo. At this point in time, the red team is clear for approach to Hammerhead.
Welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about our launch trailers. Generally speaking, we only need 3 things to fly from any given launch site: a launch license, a runway, and a set of ground support equipment, or GSE. Our GSE footprint is actually very small and inexpensive as compared to larger, more traditional launch systems. It amounts to just a handful of transportable trailers, you'll see in this graphic coming up, which are key to our system's unique mobility. Case in point, for this launch here in Mojave today, the trailers literally drove into the spaceport on regular roads, just like any other car. Then we hooked them up to the rocket for loading and fueling and other pre-launch operations. The cool thing about this process is that it can be replicated at other launch sites worldwide. Once we cut back to the Hammerhead camera, see if you can figure out what each trailer does.
Confirm Proc 390 has started as well.
Already on control, currently evaluating PDOT warning. Copy already.
This is LC on control room, Alpha and Echo. At this time, I'm going to verify that S1 has 2 proper monitoring safe to approach pressures. We're going to leave tops in auto mode, which is a deviation from Proc 401 in step 10, which states to put it in manual mode.
S1 Proc will go.
That's Proc will go. Copy, thank you. And verifying all auto sequences have been stopped at this time. Confirmed all autos have been stopped. Rocket currently is in manual mode. All right, at this point in time, could I get
To give a quick update from the MCC, the cameras that you've been watching out at the Hammerhead been showing a lot of the filling up of the rocket. They're about to get a lot busier. We're going to have our red team, or what we call internally our wolf pack, go and approach and start disconnecting the rocket, as well as having our flight crew step onto the airplane. So keep a lookout and expect a few more people joining the show today.
All right, this is LC pad technician. Gonna get you to go close 04 OV3.
Early plane control room, gas line manual valve states are set. Proc 299, step 34.
Copy.
Seaplane and control room, set KPIs to commit takeoff.
Let's take a look back at our most recent and first mission to space, launched MO2. It could not have gone more perfectly. From ground operations to satellite deployment, everything fell into place just as we had planned. I think that every Virgin orbit remembers where they were the day that we successfully made it to space for the first time. I know for myself, I was with my family at the end of the runway and we watched Cosmic Girl take off right over our heads. It was just an incredible moment for me. Wade, where were you during the last launch?
So it was the time of COVID. I think that we've all encountered a little bit of that recently, and I was alone watching the launch by myself in a hotel room in Palmdale, California, awaiting my now fiance to come back. She's now today's launch director. So it was a personal experience of being able to go up there during COVID, but it was great to see her face when she got back after the successful launch.
Absolutely. COVID made our celebrations just a little bit more difficult than we had hoped. but it was still memorable nonetheless.
Yeah.
I think the moment that we saw our payload fairing separate and we finally saw our payloads in space, and we saw the curvature of the Earth in space, that was the moment that I knew we had, really, really made it. Ruthie, did you have any favorite memorable moments from the last launch?
Yeah, I think for me the most memorable moment was seeing the blue skies go to black. And it was just such an incredible moment because that's when we knew LauncherOne had made it to space.
Yeah, absolutely. It was such an important day for the whole Virgin Orbit team, but also for the whole industry. It was the first time anybody had air-launched a liquid-fueled orbital-class rocket to space. And on top of that, we were able to deploy 10 different satellites from universities across the United States to their desired orbit. With our system proven out, we're now moving forward towards our ultimate goal of providing flexible and affordable space to countries all around the world. Let's take a minute to watch a quick recap video of our last launch.
LC, this is LB on control room. We are currently on track for our nominal timeline, and our current drop time is 19:25 UTC.
Plane and control room, flight crew has been boarded the aircraft.
Cosmic Girl, this is Orbit Base. You are go for takeoff.
Copy, go for takeoff.
Altitude 3000.
Cosmic Girl is starting the turn to the inbound. Pulling now.
Release. Release, release, release.
Ignited.
Confirm Newton 3 engine startup.
Max Alpha achieved. Stage set, brake wires broken.
Newton 4 startup complete.
He's recovered and we are now returning to base.
Bearing, brake wires broken.
LauncherOne's in space. Mauritius has confirmed acquisition signal. Payload separation confirmed.
SMA control room, we're handing off SMA1 to SMA2, and the Baja thing looks okay now.
Cover the SMA.
C's back in comms.
SMA2 on comms on control room.
Welcome, SMA2.
MCC planning control room starting data handoff. CNC, please perform all CNC steps on Proc 299 and make calls on control room.
CNC copies on control room. Step 6-1, system link is open, and plane Marvin and plane D flat memory load nominal. I have verified all docs have stopped. Sensor video streaming is off. Expected fail. Panasonic station is active and not broadcasting. Selecting plane Marvin from the drop-down list and selecting disconnect and disconnecting plane Marvin from ground D flat in 3, 2, 1. Disconnected and expected warnings. Case step 6-9, selecting data to Panasonic and starting the Panasonic stream in 3, 2, 1. Started. Plane CNC on control room, ground D flat has been disconnected from plane Marvin.
Expected warnings.
CNC plan and control room, I got you on 299, step 71.
Today, Cosmic Girl is piloted by our Chief Test Pilot, Kelly Latimer, and our Chief Pilot, Eric Bippert. We also have 2 launch engineers on board, Jason Panzerino and Bryce Schaefer. Let's quickly recap what our flight profile looks like so you know what to expect once Cosmic Girl takes off. Let's take a look at a GUI. After departing Mojave, Cosmic Girl will fly southwest to our drop point, which is about 50 miles south of the Channel Islands. Once we reach the drop point, we'll enter into a loop that we call the racetrack as we wait for final goes and no-goes. During those go and no-go polls, our console operators will be double-checking the health and status of the entire system tip to tail. Cosmic Girl's first lap around the racetrack is just a cold pass, giving us an opportunity to verify winds are good and that we have a strong S-band connection for telemetry. This is also when our Autonomous Flight Safety System, or AFSS, will confirm that we have the right conditions to send LauncherOne into orbit. After that, we'll commit to our terminal count autosequence, which lasts about 15 minutes. After terminal count, LauncherOne enters drop ready mode and is totally autonomous. As we pass the drop point again, Kelly will pull Cosmic Girl up into a pretty sharp pitch angle, about 30 degrees, to point LauncherOne skyward before she manually releases the rocket. You'll know she's dropping the rocket when you hear her say, "Release, release, release." After release, the rocket falls for about 5 seconds before the main engine, Newton 3, starts up and accelerates the rocket through the upper atmosphere. Anyone who's watched a rocket launch before knows what happens next. The first stage will detach after it runs out of fuel, and then the upper stage engine, Newton 4, on our rocket, will ignite to complete the last bit of the journey to orbit. This is the first time Chief Pilot Eric is helming Cosmic Girl since joining the team last year. Let's watch a short video to get to know him.
Yeah, my name is Eric Bippert, and I was recently hired as the new Chief Test Pilot. I learned to fly and got my private pilot's license at the age of 18. And then after college, I commissioned into the Air Force and went to pilot training. I did pretty well in pilot training. I was able to get my first pick of flying C-17s to Charleston, South Carolina. And while there, September 11th hit, and I ended up flying a lot of the initial combat airlift operations into Afghanistan and later Iraq. After that, I became a instructor pilot at the C-17 schoolhouse, and there I instructed literally hundreds of students how to fly the C-17, and I found that to be really rewarding. After that, I went to Air Force Test Pilot School, and I ended up spending the last 10 years of my career all at Edwards Air Force Base. I'm also no stranger to dropping very large and heavy objects out of airplanes. I've airdropped everything from the Orion space capsule to a record 85,000-pound airdrop of a NASA Ares rocket, to even a live ballistic missile. Overall, I've flown 49 different aircraft, and Cosmic Girl is going to be my 50th. So I think that's going to be a pretty cool milestone for me. I mean, launching rockets into space, I don't think I can say that without having a little smile on my face. And really, in addition to that, the team here is awesome, and I really believe in what we're doing, across the full gamut of small satellites to, benefit science and education and, connectivity, national security. The list really goes on and on. This is the kind of job where I'm going to be able to walk home every day with a smile on my face.
I'll do plane control. I'm going to re-enable some warnings. Cover that plane. Expecting it and to delivery flow goes away shortly.
Understood.
starting control room, clearing into delivery flow.
IT Mojave on comms. Welcome back, IT Mojave.
Plane, this is LD on control.
Careful plane.
Did I miss the call for rocket on GN2?
Negative, they did announce that.
Copy. So step 8-5 of Proc 299 is complete?
Affirmative.
Copy, thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Sustainability and environmental stewardship are top priorities for Virgin Orbit, and our commitment to sustainability also extends into our launches. Our air launch platform allows us to minimize the environmental impact to surrounding areas. Most traditional ground launch bases are actually on protected wildlife reserves, and our air launch allows us to use existing airport runways, which avoids construction and impact on wildlife and fauna. Our air launch also emits approximately 90% less carbon, including smoke and soot, onto the ground areas as compared to ground launches, and sound pollution from air launch is approximately 94% less than ground-launched rockets. On top of that, Virgin Orbit will be offsetting the carbon emissions from this flight by investing in regenerative agriculture projects around the globe.
SMA to LD on control. Go ahead. Just for your general awareness, I'm going to be taking over the control of Wally PTZ for takeoff. Copy that.
Thermal plane control, can you meet me in plane?
SMA, this is LD on control. Go for SMA on control. Confirming your go for takeoff. Affirm. Copy.
LCCD on control room, we are go for takeoff.
Copy that, C. Thank you. CNC on control room looks like a momentary outage on Panasonic data stream.
Copy. Clearing warnings.
All right, everyone, as you can see, Cosmic Girl is being towed to the end of the runway. Keep your eyes on the screen. Takeoff is imminent, so stay tuned.
LC, Long Beach IT2, checking in.
Copy, ID.
Orbit base, LE1, board 107, has rocket completion.
Copy, Board 107.
Orbit base LE2 starting aircraft engines and idling for 5 minutes.
Copy, 5-minute idle.
Everyone, what we just heard over comms is that the Cosmic Girl is going to start doing a 5-minute idle of the engines. Basically, we're warming her up so that when we fly, everything is already checked out and good to go. So things are getting really, really, really exciting. We're going to be taking off quite soon, so stay tuned, keep watching the screens, and we'll be wheels up in no time.
Orbit base LE2, I will be venting and repressing both LOX tanks for takeoff.
Copy, vent and repress.
Engine 2, nominal start. Engine 3, nominal start. And engine 4, nominal start. I'll do planning control room, maybe about 75 minutes. Budget on G2 at this time.
Plane was at a call for LC on control.
LC or LD was letting you guys know about 75 minutes. Budget on G2.
Copy that, understood. Thank you, 75 minutes.
Orbit Base, LE1 high-speed data recording initiated.
Orbit Base copies. Recording high-speed data. Cosmic Orbit Base, verifying that you've loaded the S-band on mode file.
Confirm, S-band on, S-band uploaded.
Copy that, thank you.
And we are beginning taxi now.
Orbit Base copies, begin a taxi.
LVCD on control room, we are still go for takeoff.
Copy that.
All right, everyone, we've heard that we are go for takeoff, we are go for taxi. You can see Cosmic Girl moving right now. Keep an eye out, we are about to be wheels up.
Orbit Base, LE2, are you still go for takeoff?
Go for takeoff.
We are hearing goes for takeoff across the board.
This is LDX. Can you go to anomaly 1?
30 of them right on the hillside moving that way yesterday, and like 10 popped up at once. Jeez. And I was like, ooh. But they said today is supposed to be dry lightning all day. But most of the storms, they're coming up over the Sierras and moving out that way along the Nevada border. I was looking at the strike right before I left. Like it was like.
LauncherOne, we're on the takeoff roll.
Orbit base copies and takeoff roll.
All right, everyone, we heard that we were just about to take off. We have made it to the top of the runway, and Cosmic Girl is moving. Lots of excitement here. Here goes Cosmic Girl. And yes, we are wheels up. As a reminder, we're flying out to the Pacific to our drop point, which is 50 miles south of the Channel Islands. Right now, Mission Control is monitoring the rocket to ensure all of our systems are healthy through this takeoff, through this flight. In particular, we're keeping a really close eye on temperatures to make sure the mission is still running on time. We want to still make sure that our liquid oxygen is as cold as possible for our mission. Our LEs, Bryce Schaefer and Jason Panzerino, are doing all of this monitoring work from the aircraft. They're effectively working as a mobile mission control for the rest of the mission.
Altitude 5,000.
Orbit base LE2 S-band transmitter is active. Confirm when locks required.
Orbit base copies. We'll confirm when S-band locks have been acquired.
Radiohead, this is LD on control.
Go ahead, LD for Radiohead.
S-band is active from LauncherOne. Please confirm lock when you have it.
Mojave has frame lock and target lock. Good signal at Mojave.
Cosmic Girl, orbit base, we have confirmed good S-band lock for Mojave.
Copy confirmed. Good S-band launch Mojave.
Altitude 10,000.
Copy 10,000.
And it seems like we cut the G2 flow. LD, we can go ahead and disable anti-delivery flow.
Copy, disabling.
Orbit base LE1 rocket cavity purge is on bleed air.
Orbit base copies. Cavity purge on bleed air. Thank you.
LD Radiohead on control.
Go ahead.
As be advised, we're seeing a normal expected dropouts in the turn, but when we have data, it's much cleaner and better than we saw the last two times when we were on the turn.
We're heading out to the drop point right now, and wanted to give you an update that We have our S-band, our data is flowing into the mission control room, but we wanted to take a little bit of a pause as we haven't got to mention some of the customers on today's mission. So, as we mentioned at the top of the show, we're carrying 3 different customers to space on LauncherOne today. First up is the U.S. Department of Defense, which is launching 4 CubeSats as part of the DoD Space Test Program's Rapid Agile Launch Initiative, or RALI. This launch is is also known as STP-27VPA and was awarded to Vox Space by the Department of Defense's Defense Innovation Unit, or DIU. The DoD and the US government more broadly is very interested in leveraging more commercial technology to support R&D efforts and grow its launch capacity to support increased national security. Our second payload is a CubeSat called BRIC-2, built by ISI Space for the Royal Netherlands Air Force. This is actually the Netherlands' first ever military satellite, so this is a big step forward for their space program. BRIC-2 will serve as a testbed for a variety of communication experiments and also demonstrate how small satellites can provide a meaningful contribution to the country's military operations. Last, but certainly not least, LauncherOne has on board 2 satellites from the Polish satellite company Sat Revolution. These 2 CubeSats, called Stork 4 and Stork 5, or Marta as Stork 5 is affectionately known as, will be the first satellites placed into orbit for the company's Stork constellation. Once deployed, these satellites will collect multispectral, medium-resolution imagery for agricultural and energy customers in the US, in Poland, and abroad. So with those great customers, we also wanted to send you a little bit of a video and a little bit of insight on who we are at Vox Space and Virgin Orbit.
Altitude planning control room.
Go ahead.
Just checking with you if we get a comm check on VHF. Would you like us to respond or you would like to take over?
I can take the call from VHF. I'll make sure it's active.
Copy that.
Verified I'm on VHF at this point in time, plane.
Copy that, sir.
We've updated the estimated time to 14:47 and 0 seconds.
Orbit base copies. 14:47 is new drop time. Thank you.
Base, LA2 at file.
Cosmic Orbit Base, could you repeat your last?
The mission mode file has been uploaded.
Orbit Base copies last, thank you.
This is LD on control. Can confirm chase is taken off.
Cosmic Girl continues her route out to the drop point. And we gave you an overview, top-level overview of some of the customers on today's flight, but we also wanted to bring some of them directly to you. And to join, we have one of our anchor customers for today's mission from the Department of Defense's Space Test Program, or STP. We have the director, Colonel Carlos Quinones. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. It's great to be with you guys today.
Awesome. I see that you're joining us from Mojave Air and Spaceport. How's it going up there this morning?
It's a beautiful morning here. It's a lot of excitement. We were just about to see the aircraft take off, and the crowd was pretty excited about seeing the aircraft moving closer to do our first launch. So a lot of excitement on our side.
That's excellent to hear. So can you tell me a little bit more about the DoD's Space Test Program?
Absolutely. So the DoD space program has been around for a long time, over 50 years. And the purpose of the program is to demonstrate emerging technologies in support of development capabilities for our joint warfighter. And particularly, we take early capabilities, early technologies, and we demonstrate that those technologies can support a operational capability or can support the development of the science and to go after a specific capability. So we are been doing this in support of the Department of Defense for a while, as I mentioned. And we particularly do 4 things. We actually do our mission design. We do the spacecraft procurement for some cases. We do integration and actually integration for launch vehicles and then space operations as needed.
All right, that's awesome. You're up to a whole lot there. As a part of this one, you had a procurement through the Rapid Agile Launch Initiative. Can you tell us a little bit about how that might have been different or what that is?
Absolutely. So about 2017, we received a congressional kind of mandate to go and explore how we can help the enterprise by adding to the a small launch piece of the launch enterprise. So the purpose of the actual program was to not only help non-traditional contractors for the Department of Defense to come up to speed and provide this very needed service, but also another opportunity for science and technology payloads to be able to get access to space, do the experimentation, get the data, and help future programs continue the progress toward an operational capability. So we've been doing this since then. We were able to actually use our partnership with the Defense Innovation Unit as part of the orbital enterprise, and we're able to do a contract or what we call an OTA for non-traditionals. And it's been very successful so far. We actually have launched already 3 payloads, and then we actually have another 5 launches looking this year in support of that initiative.
Excellent. So today, some of the people want to know what experiments were selected to fly on LauncherOne today, and maybe with, the laundry list of satellites that you're tracking, how these ones got selected.
So the selection process is called the Space Experiments Review Board. This is a Department of Defense level board in which all services and DoD agencies bring their experiments forward to determine if those experiments are ready to go forward. There is a extensive criteria that we use for those, but mostly it comes down to make sure that we have an experiment that actually has military utility from the standpoint of the department, but also that has a well-planned experimentation that can actually help and move science forward and also help some specific programs. Once that list has been put together, then it comes back to the STP program, and then we use the Space and Missile Center full enterprise to help us then allocate either launch opportunities, or in some cases we actually go after and build our own space vehicles to integrate some of those payloads and use those opportunities to provide the additional capability that the department needs and overall that the nation needs. With regards to the payloads today, we have 4 payloads. We actually have one of our Army payloads there, with Gunsmokes. We also have the CC program Block 1, and we also have the HaloNet. All those are CERB-approved payloads. They've been on our list to provide LEO orbit experimentation, and we are very excited today to be able to provide that initial set of data to the team.
Thank you so much for the background on those. We're excited to get those experiments on orbit for you. And then you have a lot of choices when you fly, but today, why was Vox Space selected, and what do you think air launch brings to the launch enterprise and to the DoD more broadly?
No, absolutely. So Vox was part of a full competitive process that we did in partnership with DIU, and through that process, to take the congressional dollars that I already mentioned, we went through certain parameters. We were looking for, obviously, maturity on some of our vehicles, orbit availability, mass they can be serviced, and many other requirements. And through that process, Vox was selected to be a participant of our program. And it's an exciting opportunity for us. Number one, it's our goal to expand the small launch opportunity. That way, the Space and Missile Center Launch Enterprise has an opportunity to actually keep onboarding and on-ramping additional providers to future missions, which is very important. But also for us, it's about flexibility. And it's about to bring in different type of opportunities. In the case of what Vox brings, it's a unique opportunity, provides a launch, a small launch through aircraft deployment, which provides flexibility, it's not tied to a specific location, allow us to deal with things like weather and other things that if you're at a fixed site, you have to deal with as part of the more traditional approach. So it is an important and I believe a very fruitful endeavor that we are here and the opportunity to actually provide that type of capability and add it to the portfolio of capabilities that our center and the Space Force need is fantastic.
All right. Excellent, Art. Sir, we appreciate you being able to take the time. I know that you're with your team up in Mojave. I want to be able to let you be able to join the rest of them, but thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for flying on LauncherOne, and we look forward to launching more of your satellites here very soon.
Thank you for having me. It's fantastic, and look forward to step 2. Get that rocket into orbit and get those capabilities going. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
LauncherOne is over water.
Overbase copies, over water. Thank you.
And Overbase, can we do another VHF check here?
Copy that, heading over to VHF.
This is LDN Control. Now that Cosmo is over water, please evaluate your commit to terminal count LCCs.
Evaluation in progress. LCE on control room, we are go for terminal count.
Copy that, C.
Disabling C4823.
Cosmo orbit base, we're currently tracking no issues at this time. LD is radio ahead.
Orbit base LE1, trip warning on payload bearing temperature forward ambient. We're suggesting that we decrease the bleed air. Can you get a temperature normal that you were playing?
Long Beach stations have recovered and are reporting good signal.
Orbit base copies your last.
Copy, radio.
Cosmo orbit base, what is the number you're intending to go to?
with 10 degrees, go down to 150.
Orbit base copies and confirms your last for 150.
Liaison plane Honeywell, thermal and payload advised that that sensor is towards the front and got relocated to the diffuser. Expecting a slightly higher temperature than the rest of the payload. Okay to leave bleed air at the original set point.
Copy, we'll leave bleed air as is. LE1.
Is heading out to the drop point, so let's quickly talk about what's going to happen once we get there. We have a graphic to show you all. All right, so if you're looking at this graphic, the mission is moving from left to right. The first thing you'll hear right as drop happens is Kelly saying, release, release, release. And then 3 seconds later, we're going to have our PST ignition, which repairs our propellants for our main engine. 2 seconds after that, we'll see MES, or main engine start, where a Newton 3 engine will make LauncherOne pitch up and go to space. As we accelerate in the atmosphere, we'll be increasing the loads to our system, and as we reach our max acceleration, 5 Gs, we're going to throttle down our engine to protect our payloads from those high loads. Soon after, we'll run out of propellant and we'll move into MECO, or the main engine cutoff. Following MECO, we'll go into a short coast and stage separation, when our first stage will fall through the atmosphere as it returns to Earth. At this point, we have made it to space, which is a huge, huge milestone for our mission, and it's safe enough for us to go into fairing separation. 4 seconds after that fairing separation, we'll start SES-1, which is our first burn on our second stage engine, Newton 4. Newton 4 will burn for about 6 minutes before it goes into another coast for about 30 minutes. This burn put us into our transfer orbit, which is the intermediate orbit that will ultimately put us into our final orbit. While we coast along our transfer orbit, we're going to go through what we call a barbecue roll, where our rocket will spin to make sure we are evenly heated on all sides. On the side that's in the shade, it can be negative hundreds of degrees, so we just want to keep it even on all sides. Once we've reached the apogee of our transfer orbit, we're going to begin SES-2, the second burn of our second stage engine. This burn is only a few seconds long, it's about 4 seconds, and it will put us into our final orbit. This will be so exciting for us because we can then release our payloads and our mission will be complete. We are so excited to reach this point of the mission. Throughout the whole flight, Wade and I will be providing you all with updates so you can follow along with the milestones. We are so looking forward to this happening soon.
This is LD on control. Go for SMA on control. Are you go for terminal count? SMA is go for terminal count. Copy that, thanks.
This is Radiohead Long Beach is having expected signal loss and dropouts.
Copy expected loss at Long Beach. LD on control.
Go ahead, LD.
Confirming you're still go for terminal count.
Affirm, still go.
Copy that. Elise, this is LD on plane Honeywell. MCC is go for terminal count.
Roger, MCC is go for terminal count, and we are performing step 79 at the moment. And we're base Cosmic Girl, we are 30 nautical miles to the cold pass.
Orbit base copies.
Is 20 miles to Cold Pass.
Cosmo Girl, copy that. 20 miles, Cold Pass.
Base LA2, we are now on step 90 of Brock 300.
Orbit base copies on step 90, thank you. Orbit base, we are currently tracked.
Cosmic 01, 10 miles to Cold Pass.
Copy, tracking, no issue.
Covered. Orbit base copies 10 miles.
This is LD on control room. We're getting ready to approach the Cold Pass and are about 3 minutes away from the start of terminal count. I can confirm that AFSS is green at the Cold Pass. If you have any additional issues, please bring them up this time.
Miles. Miles. 1 mile.
Orbit base LE2, AFSS is green at the drop point.
Orbit base copies, AFSS green at drop.
We just got confirmation of being green at our drop point. This means that we're ready to go and we're making the turn out and we'll be entering into our terminal count, which is, as a reminder, a 15-minute auto sequence that prepares LauncherOne for orbit.
One minute until terminal count starts. 1 minute till terminal count start.
1 minute from terminal count.
Seconds till terminal count start.
TM is seeing expected dropouts in the turn at both stations.
Copy, expected
10
drop.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Terminal count auto sequence initiated.
Orbit base copies, it confirmed auto terminal count has been initiated.
This is LD on control room. Terminal count has been initiated. We're about 15 minutes from the drop.
As we just heard from the control room, we've entered into our terminal count sequence. What you'll expect to hear a little bit over the communication channels is preparedness of the engines. We're going to be bleeding them in and getting them cold and ready to go to space. The LD has also confirmed that we're 15 minutes out from drop.
Expected warning. Cleared.
Orbit Base, just verifying that all systems are nominal at this point in time.
Roger, everything's nominal at this time.
Expected warning, clearing.
Orbit Base, LE2, we've had a momentary warning on S1 DPSTNK. Please advise it's kind of been riding the bounds throughout the whole flight.
Orbit Base, copy, stand by, we'll get you a quick answer.
This is Rocket. Good to proceed.
Good to proceed. Orbit Base, Newton 3.1 has begun chilling.
Newton 3.1 engine chill has begun. Orbit Base copies, Newton 3 chill beginning.
Expected warning on S1 fuel diff, good to clear.
S1 fuel diff, expected warning, clearing.
We just heard that Newton 3.1, the first stage engine, is beginning its engine chill-in. The plane will continue its bank and then start going into its hot pass, where we'll be quickly handing off to the pilots and entering into the pull-up maneuver.
S2 tanks are at initial pressure.
One is turning inbound.
DM is seeing expected dropouts in the turn.
Copy. Expected dropout at the turn.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, currently all systems look nominal and tracking no issues at this time.
Copy, tracking, no issues at this time.
SMA on control, AFSS is green on the inbound turn as expected. Copy, AFSS green.
Newton 3 engine chill nominal and S1 tanks at expected pressures.
Newton 3 engine chill nominal and S1 tanks at expected pressures.
LE2, confirm S-band launching has.
Orbit base copies, currently in work.
TM stations have recovered from their intermittent, and both Long Beach and Mojave have solid lock and solid signal.
Cosmic Girl orbit base confirms solid lock on S-band.
Copy, solid lock.
Radiohead, please be ready to switch from Panasonic to S-band data in the MCC once the release call is over playing Honeywell.
Radiohead, roger that.
Battery power enabled. Battery power is enabled.
And LD, the Baja station is recording and tracking to the Long Beach signal. Looks good there.
We have confirmation that we've gone to internal power on the rocket. We are now in the hot pass and will be accelerating into the pull-up maneuver.
Right on internal power.
Cosmic Girl, accelerating to 0.85.
Aircraft S-band and AFSS confirmed go.
All expected warnings. Disabling.
Rocket systems look nominal.
After prop on control room and for engine chill nominal.
LD on control, 1 minute from drop ready.
All right, everyone, we're expecting Cosmic Girl to go into her pull-up maneuver soon. It's about a 25-second maneuver, and we'll see drop within it.
Rocket on planet Honeywell, please switch to GN2.
We're on GN2 high purge.
Good to proceed with launch.
Release confirmed.
Release has been confirmed.
PST is ignited.
Newton 3 startup confirmed.
Team source switch to S-band.
Max Alpha flight complete.
We've had successful PST ignition, engine start, pitch up, and have passed max Q.
Cosmic orbit base.
Stage 1 burn nominal.
Verified stage 1 burn is nominal. Max Alpha is complete.
Is queuing up Tubular Bells, part 1.
Max Q Alpha flight, or Max Q Alpha achieved.
Stage 1 burn nominal.
Cosmic orbit base. Stage 1 burn is nominal, passing 120,000 feet.
Stage 1 PU nominal. Halfway through burn. Stage 1 trajectory nominal.
Stage 2 pop Newton 4 chill is nominal.
Throttle down commanded.
All right, everyone, we just passed our point of max acceleration, which was 5 Gs, and heard that we had successful down throttle. We're gonna see a lot of things happening quickly. There we go. We just saw stage separation, and now we're gonna see second engine start.
Alright, brake wire's broken.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, stage set verified, Newton 4, startup initiated.
Copy that, LC, let her burn.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, also verified, fairing sep nominal.
We have confirmation of fairing separation, a video of the payloads on their way to orbit, and Newton 4 will continue to burn for the next few minutes.
Copy, Baja.
S2 prop, stage 2 burn is nominal.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, stage 2 burn is nominal. Current camera view indicating payload separation items.
Stage 2 trajectory nominal.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, LE1 is going to swap out with LE2. LC2.
Sounds good. Thanks for your help today.
Great job, guys. Safe travels home.
Stage 2 PU nominal, halfway through burn.
Cosmic Girl orbit base, LC2 checking in.
Welcome to the party, LD2.
S2 prop, S2 is nominal.
Cosmic Girl orbit base.
We're a little less than 2 minutes from Zico.
We're level flight in RTV.
Nice copies, level flight RTV.
S2 trajectory is nominal, and we are 1 minute from Zico.
All right, everyone, we just heard that Cosmic Girl is heading back to base. Well done to the flight team. You guys did an incredible job. Right now, we are about to hit SECO, second engine cutoff, and we've heard that everything is nominal.
AFSS mission rules satisfied.
Coast started. Barbecue roll started.
Newton 4 shutdown is confirmed.
Cosmic Roll Orbit Base Newton 4 shutdown.
Roger, Newton 4 shutdown complete.
We have confirmation of second engine shutdown and have reoriented the vehicle to begin its barbecue roll during the transfer orbit coast.
LD, this is Hotline on Control Room.
Master pop copies.
Going to let the FAA know that we are okay to release the airspace.
Copy that.
And TM Baja Station has loss of signal.
Copy, loss of signal. Estimated LD on control, taking back over control of Wally PTZ for visual of touchdown. Copy that.
LE1, just would like to congratulate Jamie and Emily Eckstein on their anniversary today, as well as Michael and Christine Creven. And also Brandon Meehan, I'd like to congratulate him on taking his MCAT. I guess being a rocket scientist just wasn't enough for that guy.
Base copies on all the congratulations.
LD CNC on control room.
Go ahead.
Heading off to second shift CNC.
Copy that. Thanks for your service. CNC1.
LD, this is CNC on control room.
LC copies on control.
LCA, I just wanted to make sure that it's okay for me to start transferring some data from the ground here.
LC's okay with data transfer.
Copy, thanks, Inward.
LC, this is IT on control room.
Copy, control.
IT Mojave is going to switch out second shift.
Copy, IT.
Pad engineer on control room for LC.
Copy, control.
Hey, do we have permission to basically go back on site and save the site?
Stand by. LC on control of pad engineer, you do.
Copy that. All right, I'll start assembling second shift Wolfpack, and we'll go in.
Copy. Can you also let covered 6 know that we're no longer in HAZOPS? They could take down the roadblocks.
Okay, I'll drive by and let them know. I don't have their contact info.
Copy.
For today's mission, we've enlisted the help of ground stations around the world. Starting in Mojave, we used our own telemetry dish in our Mojave facility to track our takeoff. As we moved into our racetrack, we switched to the Long Beach dish that we have here at our facility. And then we're using dishes in Baja California, Mexico, Troll and O'Higgins in Antarctica, as well as dishes in Mauritius. All of these are helping us track our mission and making sure that we're okay. But just be aware that there will be a couple of breaks in getting live data, but we will update you all as we know all the details of how it's going.
SMA on control, covered 6 has been notified. They're going to bring down the roadblocks and head back to Hammerhead. Copy on roadblocks. Thank you, SMA.
LC plane, control room, permission to sign off.
Copy and control. Are you switching with plane 2?
Yes and no. I'll be following the Cosmic Goal and then taking care of the data download later.
Copy that.
LD2 on control room.
Copy LD2.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, that was just so amazing and so exciting to see LauncherOne make it to space yet again. And right now we have two very special guests joining us who we know very well and love very much. Sir Richard Branson, who is the founder of the Virgin Group, and our CEO, Dan Hart. Welcome, guys. How are you doing this morning?
Fantastic. I'm not quite over the moon, but over the moon. It was just so brilliant to be here. I must admit, I'm a little biased. It was, there we are, with a Virgin Atlantic 747 flying, and the drop took place bang on 7:47, and I was more excited than that, than almost seeing it going into orbit. It was just perfect.
It was all planned that
way. You could never plan that. It was just magical. And obviously the mission's not quite completed, but so far it's just so good.
We're on our way. We're in space and in orbit. We've got one more burn to do in about 16, 17 minutes, but who's counting? And to get our customers into their final orbit.
It's for members of the public who are watching, just incredible thing. It's now traveling at 17,500 miles an hour around orbit, ready to start putting the satellites into position into their specific orbit. So it's a pinch yourself moment.
It's been happening over and over again. It's been a great day. And Richard, thanks for joining us. I mean, it's so awesome that we're at the point of getting through the COVID adventure we've been through, that you could come and join us, and we could actually be together instead of in our own little bubbles.
Excuse me. We ain't even kissing.
Thanks for that.
No, he doesn't want me to join on any future launches.
It's been a great day. Thanks for joining us out at the Hammerhead to help us disconnect the rocket. That was great. Thanks to the whole team. The team did a phenomenal job. Every single countdown has its own personality. This one had a couple of little tiny turns along the way. The team just jumped on those, resolved them quickly, and we maintained, as everybody knows, our launch for the third time at the predetermined point in our first window. So really incredible to be with the team today.
Today is Virgin Orbit's day. I mean, I think that now they've had the second rocket into orbit. It's now hopefully going to become, almost routine, and they'll be able to put more and more and more satellites, more and more rockets into space, just build up the number. But we know the system fundamentally works. There is so many people that need satellites in space, and we're going to be able to deliver. So fantastic.
And to think that a piece of concrete here in Southern California became a launching point this morning, where we just sailed off and started our journey to space. I want to thank our customers who are on board today, DoD Space Test Program, the Royal Netherlands Air Force with their spacecraft, and Sat Revolution from Poland. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. We look forward to, as Richard said, we're not done. We have to get you to your final orbit. So we still have a lot of work to do, and then we need to release you, and that'll be coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you all. And one little irony I had today, the Virgin Atlantic. This is was one of the very, very, very first planes we had 37 years ago. That is now was just sitting at the end of the runway as the sun came up this morning. And then you look over and you see the graveyard of airlines that have not been successful. And in those last 37 years, I have to admit that I've wondered on occasions, can we still keep Virgin Atlantic going? Whether it was through the Dirty Tricks campaign that British Airways launched against us, whether it was through 9/11, whether it was through the great economic crash, and then COVID, and our incredible teams that Virgin always battle their way through and come out the far end. And they should be so proud to see a 747 instead of it rotting in the desert there, carrying this magnificent rocket that can make so much difference back here on Earth up into the space. So, you!
Absolutely. I'll echo that.
And that's only my 10th coffee, so I can carry on talking all day. Anyway, cheers. Well done, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Right. Yes, Jess.
LCTE stepping off for review.
Copy.
Radiohead in control room. O'Higgins has acquisition of single and frame lock.
Copy, Radiohead.
LLC. This is TE stepping off for the day.
Stage 2, burn 2, prep start expected.
Welcome back. So we have another special guest joining us this morning from Mojave, Grzegorz, who is the founder, co-founder, and CEO of Sat Revolution, which is another one of our customers on our flight today from Poland. Hi, Grzegorz. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing this morning?
Hello. I'm really excited. So it's really nice to meet you all here in Mojave Desert.
Very nice to meet you too, and definitely an exciting day for Virgin Orbit and Sat Revolution. So we've learned a little bit about your satellites. I hear they're optical satellites. Could you tell us more about your Stork constellation?
Yeah, this is a really exciting time for us because we are launching our first two satellites from our constellation. This is the constellation is called Storks. This constellation is for agriculture purposes. We want to serve for agriculture customers in United States. So in this year, we are launching 14 satellites, and in next year it will be up to 60. So this is a really important time for us. First two satellites on orbit to test all our equipment, and we are ready to go for the next launches.
That's amazing. Well, we really look forward to working together in the future and finding ways to cultivate Poland's growing satellite community. So could you tell us a little bit more about what kind of data these satellites will be collecting?
Okay, so the satellites is doing imagining the vision RGB plus near bands. So this is for the agricultural purposes. With those data, you can estimate about the vegetation when you have to crop the fields and when you have to put more water on the field. So this is really important data for our clients. We signed the agreement to serve like 2 million kilometers square for our clients. So this is we are really excited to prepare all those information for them and help them to grow better food.
That's just amazing. Thank you so much for that explanation. And for those who don't know, the live stream studio we're in today is just upstairs from where those exact payloads that Grzegorz is referring to were incorporated into the payload adapter and encapsulated before being sent up to Mojave. So it's just so awesome that those exact payloads are in space now. So how would you describe the satellite landscape in Poland right now, and where do you see it headed next?
In Poland, the landscape is looking really well. We established Polish Space Agency in 2012. Right now, more and more companies are growing in Poland. We are the first one which building the whole satellites in Poland. We are the first one which are launching our satellites on orbit, but there are plenty other companies which are doing a lot of stuff for the ESA partners and for other partners all around the world. Also, there is many institutes and universities which are doing more and more research with space for space purpose in Poland. So this is really exciting time for Poland, for Polish space, for our country.
Awesome. That's just so exciting. So why fly with Virgin Orbit?
Firstly, because they are really flexible regarding the date of launch and to integrate our satellite. We are really really excited with the whole cooperation. We started to meet with Virgin staff like 2 years ago, and actually this first launch is only the beginning of our further cooperation. I hope so.
Yeah, that's just so amazing. Well, we're so proud to provide a tailored launch service to you, and we're so very happy that you are on board with us today for this mission. Again, so nice to meet you, Zhigors. Thank you again for joining us and being part of our mission today. Pau, I heard we have another special guest joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us on that interview, Zhigors. We've met, representatives from the DoD, from SatRev, and now I'd like to introduce our next guest, Lieutenant Colonel Bernie Belge, and he is going to be representing the Royal Netherlands Air Force.
Hi, hello. And I will not be alone. I will be joined by Jeroen from ISIS. So we have MOD and industry here together.
Great, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. How is it out there in Mojave today?
Exciting, yeah. There's still one more exciting point with the ignition of the second stage and the deployment. But we passed already many critical phases, so I'm relieved. Of course,
Absolutely.
We were full confidence, but it is always exciting.
No, it's a very great day.
Yeah, I hope you have been enjoying the festivities up there. I've heard that they are going great. Can you guys talk to us a little bit about the satellite that you've sent up today, the BRIC-2 mission, and what it means for the Royal Netherlands Air Force?
Absolutely. The BRIC-2, that is our first military satellite to be launched from the Netherlands. So it's an historic milestone from that perspective. And we have several objectives with this project. The first one, the objective, is that a small country like the Netherlands, we actually have a big space footprint. So we wanted to demonstrate that with all the technology available within the industry, with Jeroen, within the Knowledge Institute like NLR, and the MOD, that we're capable of designing and producing a satellite with military relevance.
Yeah,
and,
incredible.
For us as a small satellite builder, it's great to see that we have a government customer where we can work together with in a very innovative way to accelerate the level of innovation for our armed forces using technology developed right here in our own country.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that we were able to provide a launch service for you all so you could get this, very valuable satellite up into your orbit today. Can you talk to us a little bit
that's
about...
our second objective, if I may. It's also, we want to demonstrate that we are able to build the satellites in the Netherlands, but we also want to focus on the niche capacity and technology we have in the Netherlands. But we do not want to repeat capabilities that are already available in the coalition. So the cooperation with Virgin and SMC here in Los Angeles also identifies the strength of international cooperation to develop space capabilities.
Absolutely, that is a great point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So speaking of which, do you want to talk about what your relationship with Virgin Orbit will be, how it's evolving from here?
The two parts of the question. I'll take the first one from the military perspective, because the BRIC-2 is really a demonstrator for responsive space capability. In the future, in a congested and contested space environment, we see the need to launch responsively small satellites with a responsive launch capability. That's why we selected Virgin Orbit, to demonstrate the concept of responsive launch capability. And Jeroen, from the industry perspective?
Yeah, from the industry perspective, we're next to a satellite builder in a turnkey fashion. We're also a rideshare provider, so the Virgin Orbit launch capability fits very well in that mix of launch vehicles that we use. So we hope to be a solid partner for Virgin Orbit and a regular customer of your rides to orbit in the next years.
Well, that is exactly what we love to hear. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you, and sharing all those words with us. Incredibly important. I'm going to let you both go back to the festivities. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope we get updates for you all soon on how we're doing with deployment.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you've all been watching the live stream, and as you can see, Cosmic Girl just landed back at the Mojave Air and Spaceport. So she'll be taxiing a bit before she gets back to where she's supposed to be, and the crew will be deplaning just shortly. I do want to mention that the crew is all safe and well, and we hope to see them soon. So in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about our mission name and mission patch. Back in 1973, Richard Branson, then a young entrepreneur and record shop owner, met a young new musician named Mike Oldfield, who made a demo tape unlike anything else on the airwaves. Richard was so moved by Mike's music that he decided he would help get the record made. The pair played the demo for nearly every record label they could, but no one was willing to take the chance on it. It just sounded so different from the big rock and roll that dominated the charts at the time. With no one willing to do the job, Richard decided he would simply create his own record label to help his friend make and release the album. And thus, Virgin Records was born. That album, called Tubular Bells, went on to become a smash international hit, becoming one of the top sellers of the decade. For this mission, we wanted to tip our hat to the creative work and bold decisions that kicked off the Virgin Empire. Like Tubular Bells, our customers are doing things a little differently than the rest of the industry. And we love their work so much that we've created a whole new way to launch, tailored just for them. Tubular Bells, the first track on the first album from the first band ever signed to Virgin Records. What a way to kick off our commercial service. We paid homage to Tubular Bells on our patch for this mission, as you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen. In fact, like any good mission patch, ours features a number of symbols that come together to tell the story of our mission. Check out this video up next to learn more about our mission name.
If you think of the history of the Virgin Group, it really all starts with Tubular Bells. I mean, you have this iconic piece of music that nobody would publish because it was a lot different than anything else out on the market. Thankfully, Mike Oldfield connects with a young guy named Richard Branson who's just started up a record store, and Richard and his colleagues got so excited about the music. They loved it so much they couldn't believe that no one would publish it. And you have this song that now has lived on all these decades later in everything from the soundtrack to horror films to the opening games of the Olympics. I love hearing Richard and Mike talking now from a modern perspective about what it was like for them back in 1973 when they had this piece of art that they couldn't get out there and just said, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get this music into the ears of the people who need to hear it.
I gave copies of my demo tapes. Finally got a call from Simon Draper, which was Richard's partner.
I remember hearing the tape, just thinking it was hauntingly gorgeous. And we just thought, well, you know, maybe we should try to start a record company just to put out Tubular Bells. We had John Peel played in the whole album. He was captivated by it.
Anything he played, everybody would say, all right, well, this is important, we're going to listen to it. And when he played the entire album, he used his whole show, I couldn't believe it.
No, it was a wonderful moment.
So it got propelled worldwide to the top of the charts, and it stayed there for ages and ages.
Our whole Virgin Orbit team is so excited to be part of the Virgin family. It's core to who we are, to what gets us as individuals excited about working here, and a lot of what makes our customers excited about flying with us. So as we thought about naming our missions, what better way to name them after music? It's something that unites us all. It's an international language that will connect people not only here in Mojave where we're doing this flight, but our future spaceports in places like Cornwall, Japan, Brazil. It was a great way where we could honor the artist by having their music going into space, and where we could honor the awesome engineers and technicians that are building our rockets by associating them with such an incredible piece of art.
There's no question that us meeting on the boat that night transformed both our lives, and it was very much the birth of Virgin.
Safing start expected. And we're seeing good file transfer from Mauritius. Again, we're seeing good file data transfer from Mauritius.
Hi everyone, so as a mission update, we are past where we would notionally have our second engine burn. We are waiting to get data down from both our Antarctic and Mauritius ground stations to make final confirmation of second engine burn and payload separation. In the meantime, we want to bring you one last video, or we might have a few more, but at least one that we specifically wanted to highlight is with the Allied partnerships demonstrated in this mission with both the Netherlands and Poland and these developing space nations, the Allied camaraderie is important and is getting attention from the uppermost reaches of those governments. So we have a video to share associated with how important this is across all these nations.
Hello everyone, my name is Jarosław Łasiński. I am Consul General of the Republic of Poland in Los Angeles. It gives me a great pleasure and a privilege to read a letter from the President of the Republic of Poland, Mr. Andrzej Duda. Warsaw, 8 June 2021. Mr. Grzegorz Woliński, Chairman, Salt Revolution SA. Dear Mr. Chairman, thank you for the invitation to participate in the ceremonial launch of the rocket LauncherOne, which will launch into orbit 2 satellites entirely built by the Polish company Salt Revolution. The space industry is one of the most important technological fields of the future. I am therefore all the more satisfied with the fact that companies in Poland are becoming more and more successful in this area. One of such spectacular achievements is certainly your satellite constellation project, which will include the first 2 observation satellites. I am pleased that thanks to this project, it is the Polish company that will be the first to use the commercial service Virgin Orbit. It is an event of great significance for the Polish space industry, for the future of space technologies in the world, and for Polish-American economic cooperation. Congratulating on this great success, I would also like to thank you for your decision to organize during the rocket launch a Polish economic mission to the United States of America. It is of utmost importance that we work together to promote Polish businesses abroad. For my part, I assure you of my support for all activities aimed at strengthening the Polish economic potential and the position of Polish companies on the global markets. I wish you a successful launch of the satellites that you created, and thank you for the wonderful promotion of Polish technologies on the international arena. I send my sincere greetings to all participants of the LauncherOne rocket launch. With sincere respect, signed, Andrzej Duda. Thank you.
Rocket on control, my rocket, not gonna step off for a minute. Rocket back on comms.
LCN control room, just be advised, pad team has completed their sleep procedures and activities for the night. They will be leaving the site.
And we have losses signaled at Mauritius. Again, we have losses signaled at Mauritius, as scheduled.
Copy on loss of Mauritius.
Data transfer is active.
Okay, I'm gonna step off for a minute. Copy, Grant. I think you can step off for the day.
Awesome, even better.
Leon control room for situational awareness. If anybody's hanging out from the ground team, I see no reason to continue to be on net, so good to step off there. The pad techs are off, and I expect that all first shift operators are now off as well. And we'll be figuring out the lingering split shift when they can step off soon.
everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. As we'd mentioned previously, unlike Newton 3, where we have one burn, we have 2 burns on Newton 4. So we've been going through that coast period and have been waiting for the second burn. We're patiently waiting for all of that data to come. And gosh, as the rocket moves around at speeds approaching upper level Mach numbers and orbital velocities, it takes a while for us to get around the Earth.
So we're going to go ahead and close out our public live stream here. Just so you all know, everything has been nominal up to this point. We expect that everything is still going well, but it's going to take a minute for us to get the rest of that data and be able to confirm successful payload deployment. We expect that we'll receive that data in about an hour, so just stay tuned.
And for further updates, keep an eye on our Twitter page at Virgin Orbit. We'll share an update as soon as we have more information from our telemetry downlink. Thanks again to everyone who tuned in today for our Tubular Bells Part 1 mission. And thanks again to our customers flying with us on this awesome journey to space. We'll see you all again soon for our next mission with LauncherOne.